7 years. 7 years later, we get another Moffat-penned episode under Russell T Davies. Is this 2005 all over again, Aiden? Has the algorithm gotten lazy?
The bitch is back.
The bitch is back.
The bitch is back.
The
That's what I
bitch
gotta
is back.
say.
Bro, come on. The Matrix is getting lazy.
Oh, mate,
it's the return of the Moff.
Wine-loving legend is back on Doctor Who.
The wine-loving legend. I love that.
Crazy times, right? I think this episode is really, really good. I think the tension throughout the episode is really strong. I think it dips in a few parts. And I think there is some really indulgent dialogue from Moffat at times. I love Moffat, but dear God, his dialogue can be wanky at times, can't it?
Right. This is probably... I love it. I really love it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be wanky.
Yep.
Okay. I could tell another writer was writing, because there were some times where I'm like, that's such a line like Matt or Peter would say. But Russell wouldn't write that. Is this written for Matt Smith or Peter Capaldi?
Yeah.
But it's like, I did miss that kind of whimsical dialogue.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked stunning.
It did, yeah. I have no problem when the volume's used and like they pump money into the VFX for it. It was a bit fluffy at the start. Like I don't think it needed as long as of a pre-title sequence. Maybe, I don't know.
I agree.
You did get to know the dad, which was good.
Before he met his demise.
Before he went boom, boom, boom.
Well, Verada Sifu is in it.
Yes.
I believe I'm saying that right. I did just see someone on Twitter then say, so I assumed, I don't know why, I guess I'm a bit of a dumbass, but I assumed that wasn't the character she'd be playing.
So Verada Sifu, for context, is the companion in Series 2, has been announced.
Yes.
So alongside Ruby.
I appreciate the darker tone.
100%.
This is the kind of... I would rather stuff like this every week rather than... I'm actually really enjoying this series so far.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
I think that this is definitely the kind of episode that... And next week looks dark as well, so I want to go down more of that path. Mm-hmm. I'd much rather that over like a Space Babies, despite the fact that I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, the Doctor crying.
I don't like this idea that, like, you know... Shooty said that his doctor's going to be very emotional, and I just don't like the idea of that. I think it was warranted in this episode. Because he was seconds away from death. But again, I think it didn't work for me as much because it has happened so much.
Yeah, I agree. My first thought when I saw it was he's crying again.
There's nothing wrong with it. I feel bad for complaining about it because I'm such an advocate for mental health support.
Yeah.
But it's like, if I'm talking from a story perspective, I just think it packs less of a punch. I love the idea that the Doctor is a hero again. I feel like that was really lacking in Jodie's era. The fact that the Doctor would just hear that someone needs help and runs into the battlefield.
And on top of that, he then stands in a landmine. Ruby runs down to him and he says,
"No,
don't worry about me. Go see who that scream was from."
This is the kind of Doctor that I fucking missed, and I can't preface that enough. Side characters who are maybe just a little bit undercooked and underbaked and just not really...
It was jam-packed full of Moffat things, right? So we obviously had that dialogue. We have the love story. We have the rush into the title sequence, the freeze frame at the ending.
Freeze frame snowflake.
The vilifying of a seemingly helpful thing, i.e. the ambulance.
Yes.
Moffat loves to do that with like Wi-Fi and shit like that.
Yes.
So a big part of this was a love story, and usually I love that part of Moffat's scripts. And I do think it helped Verada Sithu's character in this, in terms of, it gives her a little bit of backstory, gives her a few emotional beats. But I did think that maybe it was slightly unnecessary. And there was times towards the end of the episode where we were like well into the action, well into the intensity. And then it's like, we'll just watch these two chit chat by the ambulance. And I sort of felt like, we've kind of lost all that intensity now. Because like Murray cut the score, things like that. And I think it should have been one of those things that it just kept building and building and building throughout the episode. Did you enjoy this more or less than Wild Blue Yonder?
I'm going to say I enjoyed Wild Blue Yonder more. This is definitely second. I'm going to say I enjoyed Wild Blue Yonder more because I think it had more of a risk factor that it was a 60th special and it was balls to the wall sci-fi, as Aiden would say. We have just David Tennant and Catherine Tate back. And if we're talking why I tuned to Doctor Who, it is for episodes like this, and it is for episodes like Wild Blue Yonder. Episodes like Space Babies, I'd take along the way.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's the majority of episodes we get is stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Devil's Corp. That's not why I tune into Doctor Who, personally. I tune in for episodes like this. So I'm glad now, this is the 7th episode into this new era?
fucking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes.
So I'm
Good
glad
math.
out of two of them I think is why I tuned into the show.
Mm-hmm.
5 of them I'm like, yeah.
Which is probably the standard ratio of like RTD1 of like, your average Joe episodes to like your, oh my God, turn left just happened.
Yeah, exactly.